everyone and welcome to ET Youth. We're so glad to have this online session with so many group of audiences. We just want to actually put some ground rules out there. For those of you who are tuning in with us, do make sure that your audio is on mute and your video is also turned off so that this whole session is not interrupted.
Please click on your hide non-video participants so that you guys can have a better view of us.
Yeah. We are going to be starting off this session and calling in our guest speakers as well. Yeah. So I think some of them are not turning off their video and audio on mute. So please do turn it off so that it doesn't interrupt this whole session. Yeah. So talking about ET Youth. So Abi, who are we, Abi?
So basically, my name is Abi. I'm 15 years old.
And I'm Ramya. We are both the host of ET Youth today, and we're going to be sharing with you about these awesome two guest speakers. We're going to be talking about them just in a bit. So before that, I'm just going to share a little bit about what ET Youth is about. ET Youth is a live talk show, and after a few years, I think it's been about 7 years of having this ET Youth live talk show session. And after this many years, recently we ventured into having an online session. So having an online session is pretty interesting as well. But what ET Youth is all about is where we talk about various different topics about success, about achieving goals in the area of happiness, health and wealth. And it's been many various different guest speakers that has been appearing on ET Youth. And without further ado, ET Youth is brought to you by ET Ideas. So what is ET Ideas?
So what is ET Ideas is basically, ET Ideas is a social business incubator where they develop entrepreneurs to step out of the system and solve whole problem, at the same time doing what they love to do. So what they do is basically, you love anything, you can talk like me also, you can go inside ET Ideas and you have a better, you can turn it as a sustainable career and stuff. So not only that, we both of us as being guided by ET Ideas as well. So to know more about ET Ideas, there'll be you guys can check it out in website and all. And so today's topic will be related to something that we're gonna learn today. So
Okay. So we're going to be talking about, today's topic is about why businesses fail. And I think it's a very interesting question to begin with, because a lot of times we have this question about how to start up a business, or how to begin it, or how to take it to the next level and so on. But the question about why businesses fail, it's often we just push it off and nobody wants to really look into that particular topic. But we have two awesome guest speakers who is going to share with us about that topic. So let's bring on the first guest speaker.
So first guest speaker for today is so she is part of the team called Ascendance. I'll give the intro last.
Okay.
So she is a part of this team called Ascendance. Ascendance is a nationwide youth movement founded by 4 amazing youngsters, and she's one of them. And not only that, Ascendance has also guided a lot of youngsters. I am one of the youngsters that have been guided by Ascendance as well. And Ascendance has recently won this Diana Award for their humanitarian activities and stuff. And they have also featured on many media platforms. You guys can go Google and look at Ascendance. You can definitely find them one.
Agree.
You will see many media and stuff. So they have been in THRaga, Wildigal, VBus, and Astro and so on. That's I say, you guys can go and Google. And the speaker that we're going to invite today is, she has also guided a lot of youngsters to build up their very own startup at the very young age and stuff. So she has a bit more better experience in business than me, I guess, obviously. So she's also the junior director in an outsourced accounting company. And last but not least, she is the CEO of Ascendance. Let's welcome Madhura.
Hi guys.
Hi.
I shall sit here then.
Okay. Okay, thank you Madhura for joining us.
Yes,
today.
thank you for a very nice intro. Very scared now.
Okay, let's bring on the second guest speaker for today. This is a very interesting person. When she started off her career many years back, she wanted to be an accountant. So when this whole journey of being an accountant throughout the years, she actually became the finance director of the organization itself. But after that, one of the things that she wanted to do is she wanted to impact people, impact society and so on. And she was pretty clueless on how she's going to do that. So along the way, when she wanted to do this and she wanted to venture out, her organization actually said that why not you try this particular role where she actually ventured on to be a HR manager, a regional HR manager for the Asia Pacific for that particular organization. And it was, she did mention she traveled a lot, she met lots of interesting people, and she started venturing and understanding more about the work culture of organizations. But eventually the heart came back and said that I want to do something else and this isn't it. So with that whole idea of wanting to follow her heart, she actually left her whole corporate ladder that she climbed really far. She left a high-paying job and she started off her company, her organization called Globetrotter Consultancy. She's the CEO of Globetrotter Consultancy. And today she has been very well recognized in, I think she has appeared many times actually, in BFM, in Bernama TV channel as well, where she shared about how to actually overcome the work culture differences, age differences, generation differences and so on. So without further ado, let's welcome the CEO of Globetrotter Consultancy, Valsla Krishnan.
Hi guys.
I cannot digest one fact that both of y'all are content.
Yeah, actually we didn't plan that one out.
Accounting throw.
Sorry.
Listening to the intro, right? Seems like a long time ago.
Okay, thank you so much to both of you for joining us today. And I think from what Abhi has shared about Madura and my sharing about you as well, Valsla, it's pretty interesting that you both of you have totally different experiences. And that's why we actually want this topic to reach out to people on why businesses actually fail. Because as I was mentioning earlier about the topic, many people talk about how to start businesses. People don't actually look into this topic. And I think it's really, really worth for people to question this, because if they start a business, they need to know this area as well. So but before we go to the serious questions, let's play a game.
Wait, I have a question.
Okay. Let's
So
go on.
after this big intro about Valsla, I have a question. Like, you already have a company, like you already have a work to do, like you're in a
Corporate ladder, right?
Corporate ladder
Okay.
stuff, right? Why did you come out of that and then you start from something else? Like, you could have been an employee over there, and why did you take a risk to actually build up a business?
Crazy lah.
Okay.
we didn't expect that.
Okay. You set goals for yourself when you're young. As you achieve your goals, when you reach there, you'll realize it's nice. But then you will have your next goal. You'll have your next goal. Okay, so the part where I was an accountant, I became a finance director, I traveled all this place, I got all this, money-wise I had there, I had my career, I had all this achievement, but it was still about me, my family and all. Eventually, your heart will wake up. You achieve a certain amount of success, it will actually ask you to share it with others. It's just that we don't know how to do it. I didn't want to share about accounting knowledge, don't know why. I didn't want to do that, but one idea will lead to another, and then eventually, I don't know, my heart was very, very insistent that I leave. But now it feels like, my corporate life now feels like a distant memory.
Okay. I also had no idea. Abhi was like, I need to ask this question to Valsla.
We cannot tahan mas. Why? Okay, because when you're young, you think society puts some benchmark for you. Okay, you should get this job, you should get this, So when you're young, it's like that's where I aim. But when you get there,
That's right.
Most of us don't think about what happens after we get there.
I didn't also.
Okay, so we're going to move on to something interesting. We're going to actually play a game. We're going to start off with a game actually. So, Abhi, you want to share a bit more about what's the game about? Let me just
Come on, props. So, we have these two amazing, let me show this. Okay, so we have two amazing things, like it says yes or no. So, we will play a game called Never Have I Ever. Obviously, many of us have heard this thing before, so you guys can have it. We'll ask you all a question and you have to say yes or no. Yes. Can
So you agree with him, lah? No? Unfortunately, we can't eject you out. Okay.
Alright.
So Abi, let's go with the first question.
Okay, wait. Let me.
So
After so
nervous.
many mind-blowing thing, I literally forgot the question. So, our first question is like, have you been forced to do a business or thing that you don't really wanted to do?
No.
Oh, he's supposed to show you guys also.
Okay, thank you for showing us. Okay, no. So basically, the whole journey was you chose what you love to do.
Yes. Okay. No one forced me in my
Yeah,
life.
yeah. The word is forced.
Nobody forced me, but I haven't finished yet. Okay, nobody forced me. So yes, all my life I did whatever I want to do. However, now when I look back, I have been influenced by people, like my dad. Okay, so I did accounting because my dad since young will tell me, don't be an engineer, because he's an engineer. He wanted me to be a doctor, but I see blood is a fiend, so he's like this one all over. Then he said, accountancy, very good job for women. It will take you up, right up in the corporate ladder. So he talks a lot about this when I was young. So when I grew up older, for me it was like, I want to be an accountant, thinking it was my ambition. So nobody stopped me from anything, but could have been a bit influenced. So it's like,
In the middle,
yes,
lah.
yes, yes.
He's like this.
Okay, Madhura, any similar? Maybe we rephrase. It's not forced, but influenced.
I
put you on the hot seat,
I think for me, it is so similar though. Same thing, right? I chose accounting. For me, since young, I've seen my father do business, so I'm always known that I like businesses. I always found it something very interesting. But then that's all. I didn't think much. Even when I was in Form 4, if you ask me, I will tell I want to become wall painter because I didn't know what to tell what I wanted to do. I was the clueless one. So when it came to after finishing high school and people ask you what's the rest of your life going to be, I just said, you know what, Temala, put accounting. Because weird people were coming and telling me accounting will make you a lot of money. Accounting is a very good future, secure future. So I was like, okay lah, go for it. But now I'm like, I'm not like I hate the job or anything. I do enjoy accounting because it's fun. But there's other things I like to do. It's not just the only thing. If I did not meet ETIs or anything like that, I'll be doing just accounting and I'll hate my life.
I didn't really like accounting, bookkeeping.
Yep.
I liked it. I don't know why I liked it. Okay, I liked it.
We are weird people.
Why I became finance director is I got very fascinated on getting the business improved. So it's like here I can experiment with the profit of the business, how the margin is, how the growth is and all, and no risk. Not my risk. I still get paid monthly. So those kind of experiments got profit increase for the company, cost savings and all, and that's how I became finance director pretty young.
Okay.
So it was a game of Monopoly for me.
So game and passion, I think Abhi, we won't relate to this so much.
You were like, what?
Okay, next question.
So next question is like, both of you are F teams and all, right? Have you ever like, you were supposed to like, you disagree with your team's opinion, but you don't tell them?
It's like, have you ever been in a situation where you disagree with your team's opinion, but you were not truthful about it? Oh no!
I'm so confused.
Yes and no. Disagree with my team. Okay, I need to make a qualification here that there's a me before I started Globetrotter and became know a lot more about myself, about the mind and things like that. And so I would say me before awareness and me after awareness. Before awareness, yes, because I don't want to hurt my team's feelings and all. So yes, basically my team not so much, but more like my bosses. Okay, more like my bosses. I didn't want. But now it's different. Now I learn how to tell the truth. I learn that the truth is very powerful. But just say it politely, humbly, you will get the truth across. So yes first, then no.
Madhura?
Why did I agree to this? I think I'm to be honest, I'm one of those people who I have this very bad thing, which I'm trying to fix. It's basically like, even if you think I mean, I'm one of those people, if I think I'm saying the right idea, I will make sure my idea gets through, and I will stare down the rest of them until they say yes to me. So that doesn't work anymore. So I'm trying to make sure I listen to other people's ideas and see what is actually best for the team and the company, not just pick ideas because it's my idea. Yep.
Okay, I guess it's like a transition.
Yeah, I won't say I'm a good person. I still do this at times.
Okay. Any other questions, Abhi?
Please say no.
We have a lot of questions, but audience, do you guys have any questions
Yeah.
you guys can ask also? We'll check the chat.
Yeah, we are also
don't
going to
ask
be checking if our audience have any questions.
Yes.
But
That'll be
before
fun.
that, so have you ever avoided those important things to do something not important? Like for example,
That was fast. That was fast. she wanted to have a better explanation.
but you can give us the
Yeah,
example.
please.
something like okay, you have to get this work done by for example, you have to get this essay done by tonight, but then you have like this important, like not important, this very nice movie on TV, so you like this is important, man, so you just like switch.
Every day.
I'm film as a business owner and a student.
Yes. We both agree. Do we have to tell?
It actually again depends. What time is it? If it's due tomorrow, no. Because I'll get it done. But if it's due 1 week from now, yes.
I agree with that.
Cool. Any experiences you guys want to share? Like best, something that really.
Okay, I'll be honest. Something got released on Netflix over the weekend, during this weekend, which is a TV show that I followed, and they only had like few of the seasons in there. And recently they released all 15 seasons of the show. And now,
I'm curious.
so now I can't focus. I keep going and watching the thing. So I'm like, okay, Mandara, I'll just finish this work and then go back to it. So I have to manage it. It's not like I'm going to like tell don't watch it, because I've been waiting for it to come out for so long. It's finally out, but then there's also a lot of work happening and things like that. So I'm just telling myself, okay, from this time to this time, you will just get this work done. After that, you watch whenever you want. It doesn't really matter. That's what I'm doing now.
Okay, my focus just went to what time is after 9 that I could go and check the series on Netflix.
If anybody is curious, just text me.
Mine is even more simpler. I just want to sleep.
I know, right?
I just want to sleep. Like, why don't I sleep first? I do later.
Yes.
Okay.
Sleep.
Any further questions, Abhi?
Any audience questions?
Nope.
Yeah.
Funny.
Very interesting and funny. Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Waiting all full 15 series. There's an audience who say all full. I'm not sure now. Everybody's listening to other things.
Tell
Can you
us
tell us
what
is this
series,
series?
so that everyone's not
I feel so
Googling it
bad.
and
I feel so
can come
guilty.
back to
It's Grey's Anatomy.
Oh my. Oh my.
So I'm gone. And it's one of the most dramatic series to ever exist. So much drama happening.
Moving
Apart
on.
from that, yeah, moving on.
Moving on, let's move on. I don't want to talk about it now.
Okay. Next question. Have you ever blamed your teammate or siblings or whatever?
Your teammate.
Teammate and siblings, two different things.
I would say teammate or people in your organization.
Okay.
For something wrong that you did, like for your own mistake, you blame for like your team. It was your mistake, but then you don't want to admit, so you blame other people.
Don't tiru,
It's a no lah.
I think it's a no. I hope it's a no.
Awareness to be on.
It's a no, because we all very good people. We won't do that if we are aware of it. Okay. So as far as I know, no, I've not done it. But later on, as I became aware, when certain decisions I've made, okay, I used to be a HR manager. People can lose jobs when I make decisions. Okay, so people have lost jobs, and I've taken them out of very high positions and all. But now, when I look back and see, maybe it's not all the person's fault. Maybe there were other aspects to it. Awareness confuses you a lot. Because before that it's always somebody's fault. After that it's like, what could you have done? It's a lot more introspective.
That's interesting.
No, I think for me, like, one of the things that I'm learning is that, like, if you're the leader, if you're the team leader, literally anything, any mistake anyone has done is technically your fault. So, so it's like whether I blame others or blame me, it's the same thing. Still at fault. So it
You
doesn't
still
really
have to
matter.
fix it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Please no.
So Abhi, enough torturing them or how?
Yeah, I'll give you a break time.
Oh, thanks.
This is warm up or?
Warm up.
Okay, let's take it on with some question. If do ask us any questions that you want to ask Madhura and Valsla with regards to why businesses fail. We're going to be going more in depth with regards to that topic. So do drop us your questions. I would also say not only questions. If you have certain experiences that you want to share, you can also type it in the chat box. Okay, so I think I'm going to, like, very, very obviously, you're both not going to leave the ball, is it?
Nice ball. I know.
Okay, I'm going to very obviously ask the question of the title itself.
Oh God.
Like, why does businesses fail? And any one of you can take it on first.
Okay, let me go.
Yes.
Me. Okay. I used to be an employee, the part of an organization. Okay, so you see a small part of it, even though I saw the financial part of it. But when I became an entrepreneur, and then my job is to guide others to be successful. So first I must be successful as an entrepreneur first. But eventually I started guiding other entrepreneurs. And the person who taught me is a very seasoned entrepreneur. His name is Ilango Thiagu, my mentor. And luckily I met him, otherwise I would have gone back to becoming a finance director. So when I saw him guiding business owners, entrepreneurs, it was very different from what I learned in business school. Remember, I have an accounting background, and I have a financial background, so I know how to do proposals now. He hardly ever talked to them about their business. He will talk to them about their relationships. Okay, that means their husband-wife relationship, or their children, or their parents. A lot of the conversation will be about the relationship, about how powerful the mind is, what is disturbing their thoughts, their finances okay or not. That one he will talk. He will talk about whether their finances is okay or not. He will talk about where certain beliefs they have, like sometimes they will say, "Oh, my competition is doing this, and all." So then he will talk about where your thoughts are focused and all. This eventually I understood that businesses fail not because the business itself. It fails because your thoughts is somewhere else. Okay. For example, talk some more, Madhura.
Can carry on, please.
For example, this is the MCO is going on, right? So I know someone who does this. She does the services for. She does like she does services. So I don't want to say what services. Then everybody know. Okay. Okay. So she does services for women on facial. Okay, let's say this. Okay. So she said, as COVID-19, there's this MCO. So a lot of people lost jobs. So I don't have clients. She has a team. And so I asked her why. She said, usually she'll have booking in advance.
Okay.
So why you don't have booking in advance? Because there's a MCO going on, people lost jobs, nobody will fund, they cannot afford to pay, my price is expensive, you know. So I told her, oh, okay. Then I asked her, how many jobs do you need? Oh, 10 a month. Or 10, certain this one. She said, I say so little only, I thought 1,000 or something like that. Okay, so first of all, it's a small amount. Secondly, I asked her, who are your clients mostly? She thought for a while, she said doctors. So I say, doctors didn't lose job. If at all, they got more job now and they need what you are saying, more now than before. So what you say don't make sense. Then she looked at me for a while. Then I asked her, is anything else bothering you? She thought for a while. First she said no, then she thought for a while. She said, my daughter, she's doing things all. She's not basically she's not happy with the daughter. She and her daughter has been fighting the last few weeks. So it's like, daughter is becoming a teenager, she's arguing back, all this, so it's bothering her a lot. So then I told her, you go fix this first. You fix this, your focus will come back to your business. She said, I got no time to look at the inquiries. That's when she tells me, I don't have time to look at the inquiries, because I need to do the housework, I need to look at my daughter. It's like basically one is the thought is somewhere else. Secondly, she's busy doing all the other things. So I said, can you get someone else to help this? Because you need to focus on your business, right? So then you can see, it's a very good example of how it's not the business, it's not the market, it's your thoughts. Your thoughts have focused somewhere else.
Okay.
That's
So
why business is.
in the sense that what you're saying, when looking at why businesses fail, is because the thoughts is just going to all the other areas instead of focusing on that business itself.
The thoughts have started focusing on the problems. It has bought the news, the statistics outside, and it has gone into like, if you believe business is environment is out there, difficult to do business, or even if let's not say about business, I also know some people who say, oh, difficult to get jobs now. Then it is difficult to get jobs now. But I also know people who get jobs now.
Okay. So that's an interesting perspective. And Madhura.
Aiyo. I think what I would like to share is one is like youngsters perspective in a way. But not, there's two types of youngsters I'm talking about. There's youngsters who are like me, who are young adults who have just finished their college and all of that. And then there's the youngsters who are still in school. So most of my time does go working with them. So I see both perspectives. One of the things that I've noticed with my generation, people who have just finished school, college, coming out, what I see is a lot of youngsters nowadays are caught up with the lifestyle and the money. And I feel like that is why a lot of them get into businesses and entrepreneurship, and that is why a lot of them end up failing in it as well. Because the truth is, one valuable lesson I've learned is I actually don't know anything. There's a lot for me to learn. People in my age and my generation actually have a lot to learn. We actually don't understand how this works. And a lot of us have been trained since young to not solve our own problems. Problems have been solved for us. We will go and cry to our parents, and our parents solve the problem for us. So we actually don't know how to solve problems. We don't know that you need to take the initiative, be proactive and come up with new ideas and all of that. We don't know these things, and we just generally don't live by that way. So what I see is people in my age, they just go and join things or start things because it looks very exciting out there. They see the fancy car, they see the drinking Starbucks coffee and then going sitting there with a laptop and typing the whole day. They think that's what entrepreneurship is and what business is. And that is not what business is. That's what I've learned. That is not what business is. So it's like when they go into that expecting that, they may get it for a few days or few months, but after a while shit will hit the roof and they'll fail. And I feel like, and then they don't know how to solve that problem. So they will fail some more, and they'll just give up, and they'll tell, oh, these things don't work. And they'll go around telling this to other people. But then I'm also like, yesterday something very interesting happened. So one of the things we do in Ascendance is we have this web series where it's called Say What with Ascendance. So we feature a lot of youngsters from other countries in this web series. So yesterday we had this amazing girl, I think she's 9 turning 10. Her name is Tracy Ravi. Very amazing. She's talking about finance. So her business is basically teaching finance to other youngsters.
Nice.
So she has flashcards, she does classes and things like that. And that girl is so amazing. She doesn't have the thing of like having other people solve her problems. She saw a problem, she went and did it. She knows it's a business, you have to continuously come up with new ideas. So I'm like, that is something even I had to, I'm still struggling to build that habit. It's actually something not in me. And it's very amazing to see youngsters have it. So it's not something that all youngsters are like this. It's not a label I'm putting. But what I've seen is most youngsters don't have this thing. But there's people like Tracy Ravi, who's just 9 years old, who have this amazing thing, which will actually make her a very good entrepreneur in the future. I feel, not even future, now. That's one thing. And the youngsters in school, I feel like, like for example, Abhi and many other youngsters we work with, one thing I notice is they are like, everything is like a school project. School projects, I used to do school projects. I was very bad at it. We will just start it for the fun of it. We will get very excited on the first one meeting, and then we'll delegate, and none of us will do it. And then last minute will come. We quickly get it done, send it for the sake of sending it in, and that's it. And we don't bother about it. We will never look at whether we can learn more, whether we can make this into something bigger. We never do that. So one thing we personally noticed in Ascendance when working with youngsters is, they will start a project. They'll be like, yes, this is my idea. We're going to start a business on this. They will do it for 2 months and then they get bored and walk away. So, which I understand because it's something all of us do at school. But that is why most youngsters can't actually get into that zone of doing businesses. That's what I feel. And that's why their businesses fail. I cannot tell for seasoned entrepreneurs because I'm not yet a seasoned entrepreneur.
So it's pretty similar, just different is because now the the adults, we don't need to hanta or we don't need to pass up our school projects, okay? But we have to pay bills.
Yes.
So you have to pay bills. So many times is the focus is this one can make money, yeah. Okay, so I take this one.
Yep.
So it's more on what can make money. For example, where I stay, there is for a long time there's no chicken rice shop. Okay, so about 3 months ago, there's a chicken rice shop opened up. 2 weeks ago, I saw another chicken rice shop opened up 2 rows from that. So it's like, somebody sees someone can make money, they say, oh, this one can make money, let's make this one. So the problem is, most times, people start a business looking at others and thinking, what can they make money? Like right now, everybody is selling biryani or nasi lemak.
Yes, I was going to say that. Before the whole COVID-19 and MCO and all of that, it was bubble tea, if you guys recall. Every corner you see, there'll be a different bubble tea and they'll just change the animal. The logo will just change the animal. So you're like, you guys are going into it because it's making money now.
Yep,
So,
correct. So when you go into that, it's like fashion. The fashion will go away. It's a trend. When the trend is over, the business is no longer viable. That's one. Secondly, you don't want to do this business. So you will get capital, you put your effort and all for a while, you'll try. But when the business, and then first your relatives all will order, your friends all will order. But after that, they will move on to eating other things or doing other things. And when you cannot move beyond that, the business will close down.
I'm not sure about the audience out there, but one of the curiosity in me is when you both were sharing about why businesses fail, and because there's the thoughts are always constantly on money and making money and things like that. But if you run a business, wouldn't you want to make money? So what is the intention that you both are saying about why should they actually start a business?
Okay. If I started Globetrotter to make money, that was when I started Globetrotter, I had money for a year for my living because its consulting firm doesn't actually spend much. But I still had a high lifestyle, right? So I had money for a year. But eventually, it took me about 2.5 years before I started making earning the same income back. So I spent all of my savings. I had to sell one of my house, not the house that I stay, but another house. Okay. So it's like the only reason why I still stayed in the business is because I really wanted to do this. Okay, but doesn't mean I do it for free because I have to pay my bills. This is my full-time job. So I charge them what my heart says. I do make profit. It pays for all my bills. It doesn't make me a very rich person. But that's not my idea of being a rich person. I want it to be affordable to everyone. But at the same time, it pays my bills. It justifies my mind, the work I do. Okay, so the money is there. But if you feel like if it's a focus is money, when the moment you have obstacles or the money don't come in, you start switching another business. But if you really feel this thing I have, other people need to know about it, and this is the thing that I really want to do, you will just try out, you will just find different ways to do it.
Like personally for me, I was in the opposite side. I didn't care much about the money part. So then one of the realizations for me is that it is important to look at money for the business and making sure that the company does survive, and actually money is a huge part of a business surviving, if not the main part. But then one thing I realized is many of us, when we say we focus on money, we're not actually focusing on, oh, the business is doing well and all of that. We are looking at like, oh, okay, cut costs, make sure that we're not spending too much, and then we are constantly calculating the cash flow and things like that, and being worried about it and all of that. That's what most people, like even for me, if I say I'm focusing on money, that's what I'm doing most of the time. I'm being worried, I'm being scared, I'm constantly calculating, I'm judging whether the people are paying or not paying, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to pay supplier, don't release payment. You do that kind of things. And that is actually, I feel, it doesn't grow the business. For one, what has helped me in Ascendance personally has been to focus on the work we do. And what we want the impact to be and all of that. Whether we are actually increasing the impact and reaching out to more people, servicing more customers, improving our products and services. That is what helps me to grow the business. The moment there have been many times, this one happens pretty much every few months once. The moment I switch to money, it will, and I start worrying, actually all of some people will just leave and unsubscribe from our web series and things like that. And then some of them will be like, oh, your product is too expensive. And I'm like, why is this happening suddenly? You guys were all fine before this. It's because I'm focusing on money and being stressed out. So for me personally, it's about doing the work and enjoying doing the work. That is the only thing that helps me to grow the business.
Adding on to what Madhura is saying, right? Our base programming is very tied to money. Okay, it is. Okay, and it's also operating from two zones. Either it's fear or greed. Okay, if you can see this in yourself, you can see what's happening to you. So, like what Madhura said, I really want this to go out there to people, so building in my passion. There were many times I thought of going back to working, but I was like, no, I'm going to do this. So there was one point that I really ran out of my savings, everything ran ready. So next 3 months, I don't have money. Next month, I don't have money. As an employee who has been in employment for many years, that's a very scary thing. But I had the faith, if what I'm doing is important, the money will come. And it came. So it started building and all. Then more money came. More money came, say, okay, I put a bit in FD. So I started putting money aside in FD. Every month I was putting 5K out. The 4th month, I didn't have the money to put in FD, I panicked already. So I started thinking, oh, what you said, like, the collection didn't come in, this didn't come in and all. So, and more people, and it was like more people were not paying and all. So then my mentor asked me, when you didn't have money, you were fine. Now you got a little bit of FD already. That means when earlier, one point we operate from fear. What if I don't have money? When I let go of the fear, the money started coming. Then it became greed. Because now I want to build my FD. So when the greed came, again it went back to focusing on money. So again when I realized that, I said, okay, the money will come, it will be enough, just do my work. This happened a few years back, not during the COVID. Luckily, because then during the COVID, when this thing happened, people cannot pay. And the reason they cannot pay mostly is not because they don't have money, they scared. They scared they will not have money because they are suppliers also not paying, or they scared they might not have a job. So everyone stop paying me what they were supposed to pay me, which freezes me up. I also cannot pay my bills and all. But then I was like, you know what? Let's just you can't fight with them. Because they also in a problem. Okay, everyone is in a problem. So it's like, you know what, we'll just take it how it is. Then the government gives some grants, so that's some one month money came in. Then there were also people like my landlord and all was said, like, you know what, when they negotiated a rental, so it's like everything costs also cut down. Some people paid and it was fine. So it's like it's fine. And now that few months after that, when they start getting money in, they start paying me. And they were very grateful that I didn't focus on the money, because that's when they needed my services most. That's when I needed to tell them, okay, you know what, don't focus on the money, don't worry about this. Why not you all cook? You like to cook, right? Spend time with family, right? Just be happy, because when you're happy, the vibes are so positive. When the MCO lifts, the businesses will start coming. So when it start coming, they were like, oh, what you said is correct lah. Okay, it's easier to advise people, it's difficult to do it for yourself. So I had to practice what I preach. So then the money started coming in.
Okay. So I have a question. So it's like back to never have I ever.
Oh God.
How do I say this? Okay. It's like both of you are actually like guiding people and stuff, right? Have you ever the person you're guiding, their businesses have been like flopped or what, and how do you actually like help them to grow it? Like have you ever like had people have their business go down?
Okay. The reason people come to you is because their business is flopping. Okay, so have I ever all the time? Because a few people will come and ask when their business is growing. Even them, along the way, there will be times when something will hit and the business will drop. My strength, which I've learned from my mentor and ET Ideas, is looking for solutions when something like that happens. That means managing your emotions, looking for solutions, and then you'll find solutions. So yes, it has happened all the time. That's the reason they come to us, and that's the reason even during COVID. Okay, let me. I do training programs. So and we just launched the conference and the lockdown happened. Lockdown happened. You cannot market a conference. Yes, I cannot do that, and I know that will affect my cash flow. Okay, fine. You know what? But and that's why I said people also not paying. So okay, never mind. I had to go back to my mentor. Someone can snap you out of it. Will be good. So he said, focus on solutions. What can you do? So I had a web series. So I started telling people about the web series. The web series is 50 ringgit a month. I don't really make that much money from it, and it doesn't make the money to cover my normal business. But if I focus on that, then I'll get worried. So the focus was the web series help people stay positive. See that they are reacting, they're just getting scared unnecessarily, looking at their mental health, looking at how they're going to cope staying at home, or what exercise they can do. So when it was looking at that, then I start seeing how it's helping so many people. Then I also started getting excited. We started growing that. So it's like I didn't make that money during the MCO, but I made a lot of friends. I learned a lot about what's happening out there, and I learned a lot how important this web series is. It is like no one knows what a web series is. It's something new. So something new came out from here because I was focused on solutions. What can I do? That's my own personal example in my own company itself.
Do I have to answer this? Do I? What is the question again?
Like, have you ever any company go down?
Oh yeah, a lot. For me, as building my own company is a thing on its own, but getting youngsters to build their own companies is a completely different ball game. And to be honest, I don't think I'm like at any level of being a pro at it, because I'm still learning. So when their businesses fail or anything, it's also I'm still learning a lot from it. So for me, it's most of the time getting them to. For youngsters, it's a bit more different because there's no such thing as like, oh, if you fail in this, your life is over. I think that comes when you grow older a bit. When you're young, if it fails, the only thing that most of them do is they leave and they don't do anything else after that. So for us, what we get to do is basically what we see is, okay, you failed, so let's see what else can we do with your skills and all of that, and just build it with them. And sometimes it's things like confidence gets affected. Sometimes it's just like they just don't know what is happening, or sometimes they never cared about the thing. They just joined because it looked cool. So it's like we learn the lessons with them, and most of the time we get to through this experience they will learn more about themselves. So for Ascendants, and I think even in ETIDs, it's never about the business. I think for us it's about learning about ourselves, seeing what we believe in, what we don't believe in, and becoming aware of these things. That's what it's all about. So because of that, if it fails, doesn't matter. It doesn't fail, it's successful, it doesn't matter. Both times you have something to learn. And I think that's what we do with the youngsters also.
Adding on to that, in ET Ideas, your job, your business, your family is for you to know about yourself, to learn about yourself, to grow certain skills, communication, and all. Also, sometimes learning about laws of nature. For example, today I spoke to someone today, really nice guy, but I heard that income tax put a summon on him.
Yeah.
Okay, quite a significant amount. So then I spoke to him, I asked him, are you okay or not? He said, first when I saw it, dizzy. Then I was like, you know what, breathe. And I said, you know what, if nature gave me this, he'll give me the solution how to find this. And then I was telling him, just focus on your end goal, go and find solutions, sort this out. Then I shared with him something my mentor said a long time ago. You have done many things right. The cycle will come back to you. Okay, so if the cycle is coming back in some fine or money wise, just pay, be happy. It's only money you're losing. Pay the money and move on, so that you can move on your work. Then he said, I never thought of it like that. Okay, thank you. I'll just sort this out and I'll move on.
Okay. Abhi, let's take some questions from our audience.
that's
I think
a lot.
that's I think thank you so much, guys, for dropping in your questions. So there's a question from Sabrina. Yeah.
I'm gonna read it.
Yeah.
Any tips on surviving bad days and still focusing on your business goals? What do you personally do?
Every day is a bad day. Not a bad day. Okay, every day is not a bad day. Every time I try something new or something important to do, it's a bad day. Okay, for example, today is a bad day. Why? Because I'm not feeling so well in the morning and I tried something new for marketing wise. So I got headache, I don't want to do my work, So I took it a bit easy. So it depends on each individual. Some days what I will do is, I will get up in the morning itself, go out and work. Or I'll go and work with my team. I see them only, I cannot, with a group of others, I see them already, I cannot
Escape lah.
I cannot sulk, right? And I cannot say, oh, it's a bad day, so because everyone will look at you, oh, hi. Okay, fine, that's less good. So you will automatically rise up.
Oh God, what is a
So
bad
it's like
day?
meeting your team and stuff.
What works for you? You have to find out what works for you. But generally, we'll be meeting my team, going out early in the morning. But today I didn't do that. Today I just needed to rest. I needed some space on my own so that I can figure things out. Okay, and I'm also not so well, so I give myself some break also. So it depends on what is the situation, and you will know yourself. If you're staying at home, it's not working, okay, you have to go out. Many times, if you're at home already, it becomes comfortable staying at home. Then you will say, oh, if I want to drive there, it will take so many hours, I might just save the time being here. I used to think like that. Or if I go to Paparich, I will spend about 20 ringgit, I might just save the money being here. What I don't see is, if I get out there, that becomes a habit pattern, productivity increase, I earn the money back, and I'm not going to save any time being at home because I'll be doing other things. So, basically getting out there, working with a group of people who are working. Of course, if you go out and sembang or chit chat with your friends, then depends what your goal is, to be happy or to work on something.
Okay. So any tips on your side, Madhura?
What is a bad day? I'm so confused.
What's a bad day?
I mean, recently the bad days I've been having is the panicky bad days.
Okay.
So where it's like, oh God, so many things to do. Oh my God, no time. What do I do? Do I do this? Do I do that? Everything is due now. So who do I reply to? And there's like 10 people texting you at the same time, asking you 10 different questions, and you're like, wait. Yesterday I was making a joke about this, just make everyone wait, and then you forget that you made everyone wait, and you go watch Grey's Anatomy. Don't do that. That's not the solution. For me, what has been helping is, first I calm myself down. Sometimes I can do it on my own. Sometimes I've talked to my mentor. Sometimes I've talked to my teammates to do this. So basically, like, you know how bad it is. If it's really bad, you have to go to your mentor, go for it. But if it's like something you can just breathe and calm down, just do that. And after that, for me personally, it's like, if I'm the kind of person like, I don't really put plans. Like, you don't have a fixed plan, and that means I'll just panic the whole day, and I'm constantly reacting on that day. But if I fix, like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, that's it. If I'm like that, I can survive the day. So it's like, don't react to the day.
Sometimes I have youngsters coming to me and they will say, I got so many things to do, I got so many things. Okay, calm down. What are the things? Tell me. So they will tell me 3 things, and then I'll be like, some more? That's it. So sometimes the mind makes you feel like you have so many things to do, and it goes like it's the cartoon, like, no, so many, but you're not doing anything. So it doesn't progress. Yes, correct. But that is the youngsters. The older people will have a list of things, and they will. The lists are usually chores, Okay, not really progressing on the goals either. So these chores will, you put a list. Your focus is the list. More things will come to the list. So they'll say, "I got so many things to do." Then I'm like, you know what? Take it easy first. Which one? You're a human being, so you cannot. You don't have 10 hands. You cannot do all of these. So choose which one you want to do. Can you find someone else to do the other things, or can you find another way to do the other things? So then they will like, oh, okay. And then,
I mean, I like what you mentioned. Right? I've heard of people saying choose your priority.
Yes,
but
correct.
but I like the way you say it. That apart from that, also see who else can do it in terms of delegation,
correct.
and what is a better way to do it. I thought that's also
and
an
some things
interesting
can
mix.
wait. Some things can wait.
Okay.
In a youngsters, like in a school student's view, right? I feel like when you ask like more things, like it's like our prestige problem, I have lots of things to say. Not 3 things. We'll just like came out like
Great things.
not great things, but it's the thing there. But it's not that important. You can do it like
Students, right, are the busiest people I know. Correct or not? Because you ask them anything, they'll tell you, no, I'm very busy. I got tuition, I got homework, I got this. So as an adult, you'll just look at them and say, wait la, wait until you start working. Then start. This is like your part-time job.
Yep.
Okay, let's take in another question from another audience, Hira and Harsha. So it's quite long.
No.
No.
You are not allowed to reject the question.
So I'll just say what's the question. So
God.
I do music performance classes and took on more students because I want to teach them and bring out the best in them. I don't do, but they do.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But now income will increase and focus will slowly switch to maintaining the amount of income. Not having fun with classes got happened before for them now. So can I correct this in advance? Like before the income increase, be steady. Is it a question or statement?
I think she's just asking for your opinion. Even I was wondering to agree. I think they're just asking you both for.
Confused.
No, answer. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so the answer is
Yes.
Yes, she answered.
be steady before the income increases. Is that
I
the
don't know what
answer?
she's saying.
Okay. I think to summarize, how? So they just added the question.
How to be stable?
How do you be steady before the income increases and the focus go to the money instead of having fun during the classes?
You can't.
You can't? Oh no.
You will switch. Okay, so first you will start. I know this person who asking this question. Okay, and I know
That's
how
why
she
both
started.
of them rejected the.
and I know why she's asking, because when we first told her to do online classes, she said singing cannot do online or got delayed, not like your training all. I said okay, don't do lah. So I was just doing that. Somebody else did dance and all. She said, oh, he can do. Okay, I also go try. So then she started doing this singing classes. She figured out a way. Okay, so they figured out a way how to do it. All then the classes became very popular. So then she started really. Some of her students are 6-year-olds. So she was like, how do I teach 6-year-olds? So now she has found a way to engage them. They are happy. She is happy. They are having fun and all. Now there's a lot of demand for her classes. There is time, right? There's something called time. Okay, you're exchanging time for this, for the money, right? So she don't want to do teaching alone. She also wants to do her performance. So when there's too much of demand, I think her problem is saying no. One, okay, that means telling the classes are full and saying no.
Okay.
Because earlier you didn't have any classes, suddenly you got too many classes. Okay, but so I said, what you do is you just fix the number of hours. You can do group classes. Okay, but you fix the number of hours and you close it. Secondly, she's saying, how do you
Be steady.
You cannot.
Okay.
Because unless you have gone through very well, you won't know this. Because your mind will switch from excited to teach, focus on the money, then oh no money, oh no time. The mind is like that. It will go like that. To be steady, you need to be steady. You need to be steady means it comes with practice. Experience with practice. Practice to do what? To listen to your heart, to go with the flow, to focus on end goals. to manage your emotions, to do SIP. Okay, we call that is your spirit, your intellect, your emotions, and your physical senses. Most times, our senses see things, we get emotional about it. We are reacting. This is what when we mention we are reacting, we are reacting. You have to train your mind to set an end goal. That means from your intellect, you get your subconscious mind to create your reality. This will take time. When you can start doing this, then you will become stable, you will become balanced. I'm talking Greek, huh?
No.
The reply was Allah.
I think she got the message.
No shortcut lah.
I think you all really like these props.
Yes,
Huh?
it's nice. It's nice. Such an answer.
All we need is a
Okay.
ping pong ball now.
Okay, we're gonna do a wrap up kind of thing for the whole session. Thank you so much to both of you. I didn't even notice the time really passed very
I
fast.
didn't notice. I should give you back this. Is it?
So sad.
This is quite nice. Can we keep this?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's more questions?
Can I think so?
Okay, could I just throw one last question before we go for a wrap up? We just had a question. So, recently I've been feeling a bit, I am dreamless, even useless sometimes when after I went through my retrenchment, relationship problems and loss in my own business all together at the same time. I'm not sure where should I even start back. What is your advice? Maybe
I'm-
take that.
I can't take this. Sorry. No.
I have been there. How do I answer this? I'm thinking, okay, why the last question? Okay, it's a very good question though. When I first started Globetrotter Consultancy, before I started Globetrotter, I just quit my job. I had enough savings, I had relationship, I had everything fine. I had a business plan what to do. In the 2 months notice period I gave, everything went wrong. And I didn't want to take back my notice period and go back to work. I didn't want to do that. My relationship had just broke up. Because he don't believe in what I'm doing anymore. The business partner also said this one cannot be done. I don't know what to do. No plans. Everything went crashing down. Okay. But it was that vulnerable time is when I met ET Ideas. I met my mentor, and for the next few months it was a lot more working on myself. I had a bit of money then. Okay, so if you don't have money, then you have to manage your finances. Okay, get some money in, because money is another big problem. So what happened is slowly it was building myself up back. But at that point, when I look at it now, right, you just go through life. Then nature hits you all one shot, and then it's like whatever you thought worked in your life suddenly doesn't work. So it's a point in time for you to think what your heart wants. When everything in your life breaks down like that, you can hear your heart really clear. So you need to ask, what does your heart want to do? Based on what your heart want to do, you will meet the people, the right people, the resources to guide you along with it. So that's when my heart was very strong that I want to do this, even if it broke my relationship, it broke my finances, it broke everything, I still wanted to do. 2 months later, I met ET Ideas, I met my mentor, guided me, and then I started working on this. So when everything comes down, nature is giving you a very strong signal that it wants you to wake up and do something. Who knows what it wants you to do? Your heart knows. You need to listen to your heart. Okay?
Thank you for the question. I really hope that you got the message from Marisla.
Because I can say ET Ideas is a business incubator. We are having a conference coming up in August. You can join the conference. It will give you ideas what to do. You can start using what we are using in ET Ideas. You can. But that's only one method. There are many people doing many things out there. You need to ask your heart what your heart wants to do, and chances are your heart will not say I want to make 50,000 ringgit. It is not money one. It will tell you what you want in life. That's why it's like things don't happen for no reason. If that thing is happening, it is waking you up for what? So the next phase in your life. So if you go and look at many people's life also, a lot of things like a situation like this happen, and then they transform to a different lifestyle or a life or being a different person.
Thank you, Elsla. So let's do a wrap up for this, but I just wanted, as you mentioned just now, you were talking about a little bit about your conference. So I just thought that one thing that I got from this whole session, all of us want to make sure our businesses don't fail, and that is why this topic is very, very important. But I realized that as much as whatever both of you were sharing today, it's even personally for me, it's not easy for me to digest everything in this single 1 hour. But something that I did speak to you before about the conference that is coming up. So I thought that that could be a way, an avenue for other people out there, our audience who's watching, where they could also see how they can put whatever both of you are saying. You mentioned end goal, you mentioned not reacting. How do we put it into practice? Maybe that's an avenue. So, Valsa, maybe you can share about your conference.
Okay. When you ask the question, what do you do so the business don't fail? Okay, the thing that we need to remember is when you start a business, it's not like studying for an exam. That means you study, you sit for the exam, finish already. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so the business starts, it will drop, you have to bring it up again. So the failure in business or problems in business is a norm. If you don't want this problem, you go and work somewhere, but you will still have problems there too, because these problems are given for you to learn and to grow. What I've learned in ETIDs, which I've never seen anywhere else, is SIP. SIP, I briefly mentioned just now, it's actually a tool or a mechanism which is very simple but difficult to do. Okay, it is basically getting you to see you are at most times reacting to what's happening outside you, and you become emotional. You're actually not thinking. Most times you're finding fault. You're dwelling in the problem and all. But if you can do SIP, over time you'll get better and better at it. What will happen is you can focus so strongly. You can use your intellect and focus so strongly on your end goal. You will react a little bit, but you will manage it, you will respond. When you respond, you will start seeing solutions, and your subconscious mind will start delivering your end goal. So that's how we have done in ET Ideas. So even with the MCO, okay, we didn't predict an MCO. MCO came down very quickly. A few days, then everyone was shut down. 1-2 days, we were like, okay, what to do? What to do? But then we also we quickly figured out Zoom. We started having Zoom calls. We started looking for solutions. One fellow started sharing the other solution, and within, I think, 2 weeks, everyone was online doing this, doing that, and then everyone came up with different products online, different services online. So which was very amazing. And they also started having participants, students internationally, which was very amazing even for me to watch. So we put up a conference on August 22nd, 23rd. We will send the link to people if they want to be interested. The conference, we had our first conference in January. The reason why we wanted to have this conference is we felt that very few people know about SIP. Everyone should know it so that they can manage themselves better, they can manage their results better. Everybody knows about goal setting, but what stops you from achieving your goals is mostly your emotions. You can manage your emotions, you can create your reality, and there's another thing called listening to your heart. If you can listen to your heart, get your mind to do what your heart asks you to do, you will start materializing your goals, not in finances alone, but in your happiness, health, and your wealth, and your relationships. So the conference, we had the first one in January. The second one in August is going to be a virtual conference. We have 22 different speakers on how during this MCO period they turn their obstacles into solutions. Okay, and they found different niche. One of them is from a tourism industry. Okay, so the one you know that whatever you do, everything is difficult. But how did she sustain? Another person is on training, on schools. There is so many of them who took their business online, but I'm not talking about following what others doing. They did not follow what others doing. That means nobody is selling training, nobody is selling, we are all ordering. But it's like how in their area of expertise itself they found something. Like I found a web series. Okay? Ascendance found say what. So it's like different things. How did they make it a success? So the conference talks about SIP. If you don't know what you're going to do, invest some money in it. There is a paid conference. The early bird price is 650. It's 850. Early bird price is 650. You can negotiate with the conference this one to give you the early bird price. But basically, the 2 days helps you to learn how to do SIP, opens up your mind to so many possibilities, how people found solution. It will get you back into a positive mood. Okay, and then you will also start connecting with the speakers themselves.
Okay, thank you so much, Walsla, and also Madhura. Thank you for great
For the
sharing.
long intro.
Okay,
long closing.
to be very honest, we are running out of time. So what I thought is we could just have a quick wrap up, and then we're going to play you guys a very short video on what is the conference all about, and after that we'll just end the session. So thank you so much. Abi, anything you would like to say?
Let's watch the video.
Okay, so straight to the point. So thank you so much, and let's watch the detailed video.
Whatever that she has conducted all this three type of that relationship. First was the siblings. I have two daughters. She made me realize how am I supposed to talk to them? How am I supposed to bring up that intellect? How am I supposed to ask them questions?
I like her sharing session because I've always known her as a trainer. So today when she shared about her previous experience, that how she came into what she's doing today, so I saw a whole perspective that she had a whole different life.
It's not only advise you and sharing based on how to achieve the wealth goal, but she incorporate the happiness element into the sharing as well.
Ganeshan's sharing his view about his son and his experience was very good, where I realized how important is the communication with the children.
Basically, I like the Saranjit sharing today. It is quite professional, the way he spoke and how ET Ideas actually moved him from who he was, how he broke his perception, and to who he is today.
Yes, I think one of the speakers that really connects to my heart today is Ramya, and the reason for that is because she felt that she's also looking for her passion. There's no one particular passion that she already knows, so it's also an exploration journey, a journey which I think that I'm still on, and I'm glad to know that I'm not alone. There are people like that, and they find groups like this, and they still make it at the end of the day. They still find what their hearts wants them to do.
I'm very impressed with the speakers, especially the ascendants. I'd like to thank Madhura for leading the group to become so successful and to lead the young people to control the world, future world.
Relate more to Miss Kasturi because she, as a woman herself, she run a business and all. The challenges, when every time she take a few steps ahead, the challenges she feel and the fear she feels, that I can totally relate to.
He gave the bigger picture about SIP, and by transforming yourself, you also elevate humanity and make the world a better place in whatever it is that you're doing. But it's all about following your heart.
Yeah, that's the video about the Dare to Leave conference, and that's it for tonight. So thank you so much, both of you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
guys are
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
This is fun.
This
Can
was
we keep
fun,
this?
yes.
Do not steal our props, guys. Okay,
I will
thank
use
you,
this.
everyone. Thank you for asking the questions. You've been a very great audience. Thank you, and have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.